Well, I've gone about as far today with my other projects as I can. So I'm guessing it's time to start digging into some wiring. I don't look forward to it, but it's got to be done. As long as I keep it where it will run so I can move it around, it's not a big deal. But definitely we need to do something. So we're going to get started on it right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. White 4-150. Just bought several weeks ago. And we've been making it slightly more better, updating it, making it usable. And I've got some answers after looking through my books, dug out all my pile of stuff, including a whole bunch of service bulletins on these. Number one answer is this, in fact, this green wire is a spare. For whatever reason, when they ran that harness back here, they left a spare wire. On the 4180, it is listed as going to the transmission lube switch. On the 4150, it's listed as a spare. So we will wire that up so it's hooked up to there. Of course, we will make sure that the other end is correct before we do that. Secondly, in this area, I am troubled by this being broke off. That is $100 from the old store. And I got to thinking, I wonder if the one on the 1955 is any good, that we could rob it for now so that that's hooked up. So that is a choice that we could do. And then this part back here could be done. We can focus on in here, which is sadness. I'm here to tell you. As previously stated, we can take that hood off and we can take this bottom panel off, and that's it. Then we got to work through both ends because it is welded. This piece is welded to the cab. Yeah, but I know when we turn the key on, there is no lights that come on at all, and that ain't gonna fly. I suppose we could do a slight experiment right now. Is my battery hooked up? No, we got to turn the battery cutoff on. We will need it for this. We will need our batteries. We should probably raise our insurance in case we melt her down. Sadly, fatness has set in and I cannot reach it. There. It's amazing how just that slight bit in of the wheels, more than the other one, lets me not be able to get there. All right, so I hear the clicking. What I want to watch is, will the hydraulic temperature light come on if I ground it? All right, after reviewing the footage, the light did come on, so that's good. You knew that, but I didn't. I had to go back and look. All different fasteners again. One of these type of days where, for no apparent reason, obviously, whoever was in here the last time didn't understand how this came apart. Because there's a lot of stuff that's been pried on, you can tell, bent. They didn't understand that you can't. That's all you get. You don't get it anymore. So, we want to try not to break any glass. Lose your brain, dum-dum. I don't want to have to be cutting glass to replace. If I stay out here as long as possible, it won't be as hot, right? I'm actually thinking about bringing one of those fans into the cab. It won't be good for your audio, but it'll be good for my health. Once again, we've made a mess of everything, you know. See, another light that hasn't been coming on is the park brake light. There is, in fact, in this piece of sheet metal, a switch. Let's see if I finger it by hand, if it'll come on. I just saw you. Now, where are you? Come on. It does. Okay, so there we go. We're not in as bad a shape as we thought. It's just that stuff hasn't been going. The stop engine buzzer isn't working though, and I kind of feel like that one has to. I would like it to do that even as it's annoying. If she starts melting down, that'll get your attention. And that one I could see that the guy just disconnected because he thought it was annoying. Alright. I don't know if we'll be able to stand doing this or not. I'm already wringing wet and I haven't even accomplished anything here yet. Come on! There. Somebody commented, why is the interior red? It's not, it's cranberry. But later they were red. I think red is an accent color for silver. So that's what they were thinking. See, you can't really see much this way because your body physically won't fit. But I do see something important. Let's just stick our hand in willy-nilly without worrying about if there is animals or diseases. Let's see if that old buzzer don't come on now. How about that? Let's see if it comes off. It does. Good deal. So that works. They just disconnected it. Let's see how long it takes for it to come on. Good. All right. Well, this is just going great. I thought we were going to be doing a lot of hacking and whacking. And so far, everything is fine. I'm not sure about my key switch yet. I see, what is that? I dare not do this, but okay. Let's, what is this? This is a fuse that would do something, and the wire has come unhooked from the second side. Also, I can't do it by sight, so I'm going to have to do it by faith. Alright. I wonder if that was the headlights. That did trigger it, didn't it? Yep, there we go. Sweet. We obviously have problems, but okay, buzzer, now I understand why he took you loose. But that's awesome. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, what we have to do is we're going to have to do a continuity job to double check and make sure that this wire I've got in my hand is the same wire that goes back there to our transmission lube. I mean, so far I don't have to take the bottom panel out I'm gonna have to do an experiment though somehow. I had to rig up something because I definitely don't have long enough test leads to do it. But if I rig up an indicator light to this wire, hook it from hot to this wire, then when I ground it out there, it should light up, and then that tells me that's the wire. But that's basically the only wire that's left that's not hooked to anything, and it's coming out of the main harness. So because somewhere under the hood it switches to that plug to come through the firewall, and then you don't have that single harness anymore like it's outside. And I forgot about that. On the 4180 for the headlights, I went through the floor. I don't remember if there is a hole or I made a hole, but there is a harness coming up from there, isn't there? Where did that go? Well, it looks like there is. Can't hardly see nothing. That would have to be the light harness, I bet you. Either that or that's the harness that goes back here to run all this, which consequently none of this works either. We'll dig into that later when we do watch-a-me's, you know. What am I trying to say? When we do, you know what I'm saying, when we worry about getting the air conditioner going. But I'm going to have to tap into somewhere to get the hot for this light. And the other day, I threw something out of the way, and now I know where it goes. And that was this little feller. This light, this little jumper harness goes to this light as such, see? There. Now I can wire this to the backside of a gauge and get it to light up. I gotta look at the other one. I want them in the same place. I don't remember if it's there or if it's over here slightly, but the book actually says to put it in like here somewhere. But we will do that. And then, like I said, that green wire outside, then I'm hoping that's it right there, in which case it's gonna just be zippity bop boo, and it's gonna be done, because I already proved that the transmission or the hydraulic temperature light works, and I proved that this brake light works, and we don't know about the air cleaner light. We can test that at some point, but all we got to do is put a new sending unit in the hydraulic thing, and then that's gonna work, and then we will, you know what I'm saying. So I still got to get an 11/16 drill bit, and I probably need to get a flasher, because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing goofy things, and I just have a feeling that is flasher related. So we will get all that going. But I'm pumped about the that buzzer started working, and that these two lights are working, so there was no messed up wiring. It was just a simple you know, one plug was pulled, and we got a broken wire outside we can get to easy. So it's coming along, friends. I mean, yeah, it's going good. We'll have to get a wire somehow from the front sending unit for the transmission lube pressure up into here, and I don't know if there's another spare wire out there. I'll have to look at the book again. I don't think there is. On the 4180 there is, but they probably added that because of you know, they ended up using the spare wire that they had. So anyway, good deal. We're a lot farther than I thought we would be. All right, much time has passed. However, today it's nice and cool, so I think we can stand to work in the cab here a little bit. So we're going to try to finish our pressure lube installation. basically, all we have to do is hook up our wire there. In the front, we're gonna have to figure something out. And then we need to install our light in the dash, which we can now do thanks to this brand new 11/16 drill bit. There we go. I was gonna say, gotta find our stuff. So, we want it in about like this neighborhood here. That's kind of where it is on the other one. Do we want to be even with that? Probably. Let's double check and make sure there is no obstruction behind there. I don't think there is. I looked kind of a minute ago. I think we should be good. So, trying real hard to figure out how to get you in on the action. Turns out it's gonna be hot in here no matter the fact that it's cold outside. Let's open the windows. That should, in theory, give us some air movement. There, I feel a breeze. All right. We'll hope this works. It said 11/16 in the thing. This is going to be very difficult to hold all this, I'm afraid. Yep. Come on, you. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it worked. Would probably be good to go get the file. Well, it might be fine. Let's hope that this is actually going to go through there correctly. Let's see here. This piece goes this way. Oh, it's even got a red bulb in it. I think I need to smooth that a little bit. It's just a little bit not nice. I just had that little burr bit thing on the drill and I took it off. But I need to smooth the edges so that that sits more flat. I should have thought of that, but I didn't. Put our expensive bit away so we've got it for next time we install a pressure lube system in a 4150. I don't want to scratch the wood grain. Not bad. Oh yeah. She just fits in there so nice. Now. Alright. Now we gotta get our spring and our deal in there where they belong. Ooh, which consequently is going to turn out to be a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I can't contort my hand that way. I'm going to have to try it in this direction. There. That's pretty. All right. So the wire from that we're going to hook over here, because that's where other indicator lights are hooked to. That's just power, a power source. It's the power that's feeding the temperature gauge, consequently, but it's easy to get to. So we'll do that. Then we need to hook our other end. We need our green wire from outside hooked up. Now, I assume that this is it, but we are going to test that theory first before we wire everything up, because I want to make sure that that really is the wire from outside. So step one, I think I'll put that on the gauge so it's done, and then I'll get a test loop set up here where we can, you know, show you that it really is the wire that it's supposed to be. I'll get a light and I'll hook that end outside up to the battery, and then we'll go, you know, if we can complete the circuit, then that's what we need. So let me go grab some supplies. I'll be right back. All right, without having to climb down, I'll let you look down there and get the idea. I've got the jumper cables hooked up. So the positive is clamped to that green wire. Test light is hooked to the negative. So if I touch this, it should light up, and it does. So that is in fact our correct wire from where it needs to go. So that's good. We will make a jumper from there to the test light, and that part of the puzzle will be solved. Whilst we're here though, let me do this. Let's get this wire put on where it needs to go, because the other two are just going to be plug in, really simple with our plastic insulator ends, you know, like factory. I'm just going to make a jumper from one to the other. It's tight in here. I don't know if I can get you in on it, but I'll try. That's all we need to do is right there. I try not to have stuff under a bind if I can help it, but sometimes that can't be helped. All right, need to make a jumper from that to the light, and the only reason I'm doing that is because it's already got a nice clip-on style end, so I will just make a jumper from there to there, and then we will wire that one on the back to that sender, and then we'll tackle how we're going to do the front. I got an idea to save us some hassle, so I'll let you see what you think. All right, we're going to do this kind of in stages here, so we don't, I want to be able to show you that, well, apparently we're going to be making a different splice than I thought we would, because that is no good. That right there is junk. So let's cut that off to eliminate our hassle right now. And we will start from there. We'll have to get a butt connector and connect the two together. I don't like splices every few inches, but what am I going to do there? The wire's rotten. There's not really enough length to pull through the articulation joint, so I guess we'll have to just make the best of it. All right. We want to be gentle so we don't accidentally break our sending unit. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm sure anything's possible. We don't want that. And then we will struggle and struggle. We'll drop it once before we get this right, I'm sure. I mean, that's how life works. I'm gonna leave some room here. And I really want to to go over this like this. We still need to get our cinder for our hydraulic hooked up. In other words, we need to get a hydraulic cinder because that one's bad. Probably just go to there. That'd be fine. All right. Unexpected plot twist here. Having to butt connector her up. So that's hooked up. Yeah, we need a cinder. That's over $100, so we're gonna test the back sending unit as soon as I get this hooked up. All I'm gonna do is just plug this in there. And we'll put this over to the other side and hook it to that light, which I can just barely see what I'm doing. Oh, that's not gonna work. Gotta do it from this side. There we go. Yep. Okay. It's not gonna ground out against anything. Now, we turn the light on, or the key on. We turn the key on, this light should come on. We start it up and let out of the clutch, it should go out. Good deal. When you start it up, the light goes out. So that back one is working. Now we just need to attach the front one to this light and they work together. So if either one of them trips it, the light will come on. But then you have to do some diagnosing to figure out which half of the tractor is the one that's not working. But that's really no big deal. So you just unhook one at a time until you figure it out. But we are going to try to attach the front half into this, and I have an idea for that. So we'll go outside and do that thing. Now, they sent an end of wire that I could run from this front sending unit, which is right there. I could run it all the way up in there somehow and attach it to the light. Or, I think I can just tap into it right here. Because here is our harness that has our green wire in it. And it kind of goes through the articulation joint and it goes right there. So I'm thinking if I can strip that insulation off, I can just tap into the wire there and then just have a short end from there to there instead of a huge long, you know, extra wire to snake up through there. The only issue is going to be how to get my fat self where this can happen, because this is quite the contortion act for me. I mean, I can kind of pull it from the back a little bit, but I mean, I know it looks like this is easy for me to reach, but it's really not. To get able to do what I need to do gently, I might have to get something to, like a stool to sit on so I can get more control over what I'm doing. Let me grab that real quick. You wouldn't, it just is amazing how these wheels being in an extra couple inches from the other one, how much it affects me being able to get in there to it. Now what we need to do is somehow gently break through this insulation without hurting wires inside. So it's gonna take me a minute probably. All right, I got that done. I don't know if you can see it. It wasn't a real easy feat, it turns out, just because of the way that it is, but I got it. Even used some of that heat shrink from a viewer, and then I wasn't able to get it all the way in there, so I ended up having to use tape anyway. But I think it'll work. So we should be good to go. The worst that can happen is, you know, if those wires short out, they'll turn on a light and then we'll have to you know, diagnose, but nothing will spark or catch fire. So, all right. All I can do is stick in a hand. I can't get close. That's gonna make this real fun. All right. I'm gonna call that good. Now, if all is right with the world, when we start it up, we should have a light on, and then it should go out. All right, light on, and it should stay on with the clutch, because the front half, when I let it out, it goes out. Step on the clutch, comes on, should come on in a second. There we go. Let it out, goes out. It's working correctly. Good deal. Oh yeah. All right, so that is super cool, because that means we got that done and it's working correctly. So I suppose we will call this video here, as it's getting pretty long as it is, but I'm pumped. We got that done, and that to me is a necessary thing if I'm going to use this regularly. I really want to know if it has lube pressure. So I think we've accomplished something here for a change. So we'll leave it here, and I'll see you in the next one.